my peeps. Good to see y'all over here. Okay, from TikTok. Hey. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Can everybody hear me? Can we say, if you all can hear me, can you say hear me? Say we hear you. If you all can hear me, can you say you hear me? Let me see. Can y'all hear me? What's up, girl? I can hear you. Okay, clearly. I was saying TikTok. Yes. So yes, you all. Hey, we hear you. Hey, Rob Dog. Hey, Carlos. Hey, yes. Hey, you all. It's been a while. You've been doing, y'all. Don't weirdo liberals tried to beat me up, y'all, the other day when we was at Drag Queen Story Hour. Quick. Okay, I'm Danny C. I'm your expert fitness trainer, and this is where fitness meets politics. But politics took over my fitness. I'm still doing fitness, but I can't talk about it too much because all my time is dedicated to politics because we have to educate Chicago and Illinois because the midterms is coming and election is coming. So we got to get the information out so we can flip Chicago and Illinois red. So this is what I'm dedicating my life to right now, is educating the people and being out in the streets. All right. So, good evening. Hey, it was happy to meet you and Zoe at the A Ford. Yes, town meeting. You all. Okay, real quick before I talk about what I'm going to, about the ice race. Okay, so we're going to talk about the ice race in Chicago because they were here in Chicago in the South Loop yesterday. And of course, we had all your liberals and all your Democrats crying because they want to even protect the criminals and things like that. So yeah, we had them out there protesting all that garbage, but yet they don't want them in their communities, in their neighborhoods. But let me just talk about real quick about um what happened. Okay, so as you all know, it was what was it? Tuesday, yes, was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday they had Drag Queen Story Hour in Beverly on 95th in Chicago at the Chicago Public Library in Beverly. And the ages were from 0 to 5 years old. And that was the ages that they were doing the Drag Queen Story Hour. So, of course, why do you want us to bring our kids there so drag queens can read their books to kids from 0 through 5? Of course, we know it's grooming, it's indoctrination. This is what the Democrat Party is about, a bunch of weirdos and pedophiles. So this is what we saw on full display out there. It was crazy. A lot of boy, they would try to attack me. You got to go on here. If you're not following Chicago Flips Red on X, please go follow Chicago Flips Red on X. The video right now that Zoe did live at the protest is viral now on X. Those liberals were looking, they were weirdos and they were crazy. They were waving their flags, y'all. They were singing somewhere over the rainbow. It was like a cult, like a Charles Manson type cult. You would have to see it to believe it. They were just singing and just floating around with their flags. It was crazy. And it was just like a cult, indoctrinated weirdos. And you can just tell those were the people that was just, you don't want around your kids. One guy had a penguin outfit on and was saying that it's okay for kids to dress up in costumes and things. Weirdos. So this is what your Democrat Party has become. Your Democrat Party policies are policies for weirdos, groomers, and trans, and unaliving your kids, and for illegal aliens. That's your Democrat Party right now. Because if you notice, that's what they're crashing out. They're protecting trans. They're protecting trans for, they're arguing that they want them to stay in women's sports. They want them to go in the locker rooms with the women. They're arguing that they want to push this in our schools as a curricular. They want to be able to have transgender ideology taught to our kids, which they're being taught to our kids. Now, meanwhile, our kids can't read in Chicago, the lowest reading scores, maybe like the third lowest in the United States. Maybe the first. I'm not sure, but I did I showed you all this on one of my lives before, but I'm not sure where it is now. But I know we are like third in the lowest, right? Kids can't read at reading level at all. Can't read, not learning, can't do math, basic math, y'all. They took cursor writing out, critical thinking skills out. Remember when you was in 8th grade, remember you had to pass the Constitution in order to go, in order to go to the 9th grade, go to high school. Well, of course, they're not teaching the kids the Constitution. They don't have to pass the Constitution and learn their rights and amendments. They don't have to do that. So this is what they want for our kids. They want our kids to be dumb, don't know how to read, don't know how to write, don't know how to critical think, no basics critical thinking skills. They don't want them to know their constitutional rights. They're trying to wipe all that away, and yet telling them that they can be a he, she, you can be trans, you can be a girl or a boy if you want to. But this is what they're making sure they're teaching. I have teachers that's in my that I train, that's what they're saying. They have curriculums where they're teaching a child, you can be he, she, or whoever you want to be. And if that child comes to school, once they've been indoctrinated and they identify as, let's just say your boy, your girl, you got a girl, and your child comes to school and say, hey, Miss Jones, since, I think I want to be a boy today. Now your girl, Christina, can be Chris. And the parents don't have to know anything about it. They don't have to tell the parents. So in school, your daughter can be called Chris. If they want to dress up like a boy or whatever, the teachers will do that, and you will know nothing about that. And they're not mandated to tell you anything. This is what's happening in the public schools in Chicago, in Illinois, because Pritzker doubled down on it. He the one said he's so happy that he was the first state to recognize transgender and teach transgender history in the schools. All right. So these are your Democratic policies. So when I tell you all, take Trump out the equation, take Biden out the equation, because a lot of people mad, well, I just can't get with Trump. I don't like Trump. Things like that. Okay, let's take everybody out. Can you just look at policies? Can we just deal with policies? Let's just deal with policies. And now, if we are just dealing with policies, if you're okay with your kid 0 to 5 having drag queen story hours read to them, if you're okay with this being taught to your kids in your schools, if you're okay with men being can be able to go in your kids' bathrooms, if you're okay with unaliving your kids, that's being taught and having these Planned Parenthoods in every corner in your community, if you're okay with saturating your community with illegal aliens, giving them free everything while taxing you to the highest and making up more taxes for you to have to pay, if you're okay with all those policies, then you vote Democrat. But you can't get mad because when that happens and you voted for this. Now, in Beverly, those parents, when they found out that they were having drag queen story hours at the public library in their community, they were pissed because they said they didn't know anything about it. But most likely, these are the people who vote Democrat. Most likely, these are the people who vote blue no matter who. So you can't get mad because the policies and the people that you keep putting in these seats, you can't get mad at their policies. You can't get mad because they're doing what you voted for. Now, if you're not an educated voter and you're not looking at policies, then start educating yourself on policies, because this is the Democrat policies. This is what they're teaching to your kids. They're grooming your kids, and they're not being quiet about it. They're not being shameful about it. If you go look at every on Capitol Hill, if you go look at in these meetings where Congress are talking about the different things, the different laws and the policies, you're going to see what the Democrat Party is pushing, and you're going to see what the Republicans are pushing. I don't see Florida, which is a Republican state. You think you're gonna worry about? You think you're gonna see transgenders in a public library in Florida? You think you're gonna see that? You think you're gonna see transgenders and drag queens teaching your kids and being able to go in your schools in Florida? No. You think you're gonna be able to go and see illegals everywhere in Florida and Florida taking care of them and putting them over the citizens in Florida? You think you're gonna see that? No. You think you're gonna be taxed to the death how you being taxed in these blue city and states? No. That's why everybody who live in these blue states are leaving in droves, going to Texas, going to Florida, going to all these red states. But yet they want to vote blue no matter who and keep you voting blue no matter who. But they're leaving in droves, going to the red states because, yeah, you're not going to see Florida going for that. So these are your policies. So don't get mad, Beverly. Don't get mad when you have people in your library, drag queens, reading to your kids 0 to 5, because that's exactly what you voted for. You get what you vote for. So if you're going to complain, then do something different. If not, then yeah, deal with it. Deal with it. And they were very mad. So that's what we were dealing with when you all on this video, if you go on the YouTube video that I loaded up, you had weirdos in penguin outfits and saying that in the penguin outfits, saying that it's okay to that your kids can dress up in costume. What's wrong with that? Just weirdos, people that you do not want around your kids at all. And these are the people that they want to indoctrinate your kids and plant these seeds in your kids 0 to 5. The reason why they pick those ages is because the brain is a sponge at those ages. So the brain is absorbing all of those things. So when your kid get 1, 2, and they switching, or your kid liking the same sex, or your kids, people saying, well, they 2 years old and 3 years old and they acting real feminine, or your kid 2 and 3 years old and the girl's acting real butch or like a boy. Where did that come from? It's those seeds that was planted, and the devil planted those seeds through this transgender story hour to this drag queen story hour, and now seeds been planted, and now he came and watered those seeds. The devil came and watered those seeds, and now you seeing those seeds take root in your kid's life. And now your kid wants to identify as a boy. Your kid wants to identify as a bird. Your kid want to identify as a cat, a wolf, or whatever. Because with the Democrat Party, anything goes. You can identify as an object. You can be a car, whatever you want to be. So that's what's happening. So we have been out there. We were out there protesting. And y'all, look at my nails. Look at my nails. This all happened Tuesday. Look at the blood on my nail right here, y'all. You see the blood? All this, my nails came off. Look at that. This is what all this happened. So my nails was bleeding, you all around, because we had to push them up off us. Those people were trying to get physical. So we had to push them, and they had the right ones, because what they do, you all, they surround you, right? So they surround you in a circle, and they try to, they tie each other to this circle, and they put you in the middle, and so you can't get out. This is what they do. They surround you. I was like, dude, if y'all don't get out, I'm elbowing them, all in the elbowing. Boy, if y'all don't get out of my face, kicking them, get away from me, because they surround you, and they really attacking you with their bodies, but they hands free. Okay, you all have the right ones. Y'all got the right ones today. I don't know what y'all think this is, but you all got the right ones. Seriously. I keep telling people, God has set aside a remnant. Seriously. A fearless remnant of people that's not scared. And we're not, you all, we're not the average people. We're not your, hey, could you do this? Hey, could you do this? No. And we rough around the edges. I know I'm very rough around the edges, and I don't apologize for it, because God made me just the way He wanted me to be. He Everything I went through in life has it happened for this time. He was preparing me for this time. So I don't care what people say about me. I'm not trying to be out here being politically correct. I'm not trying to sound all great and yes, sir. I think we should do this. That's not who I am. That's not God, the way God made me. Because to deal with Chicago, you all, the demons in Chicago, this is the most corrupt city, the number one corrupt city in the United States of America, Chicago. The number one corrupt city. And it's been that way for a long time. So we got demons, old demons that's been here. And we got demons that you can't come in there with just, hey, how you doing? So we're going to do that. No, no, when God got his people, we're in the belly of the beast. We're dealing with homosexuality, transgender, because those people, they very physical, and they are not the party of love. The Democrats not the party of love. They really try to hurt you, kill you, threaten you, all of that. They're really the party of hate and satanic. So anything goes with them. So you cannot be your average person dealing with these people. It's a special type of people that has to deal with these people. And I grew up on the south side of Chicago in the roughest neighborhood, Terrortown, all around here. This is where I grew up at. And that's the way I grew up. And I wasn't trying. I fought all my life, far as fought men and women. That's the way it had to be. We didn't shoot each other back in the day. You had to fight. And I'm just not going, and I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. But God saved me. And now it's like I have to do things the way He want me to do things. But He didn't take away. I noticed with God, He made me understand that I answer to Him. And He made me understand that who He was and who I had to be subject to. He made me understand everything, but He didn't take who I was. He didn't take the fearlessness from me. He didn't take the boldness that I have. He left all of that. But he made me understand who I serve and who I'm beholden to, and integrity, and who you bet not do this, because if you do this, you're gonna have to answer for this. So this is what He did, but He left this other rough side of me there. He left it. And now I see why. Because dealing with these people, dealing with this demonic corrupt machine in Chicago, the Democrat Party, you cannot be soft, you cannot be scared, and you can't. You got to go with boldness and fearless. You got to go like it is. You got to go as a lion, seriously. So that's what's happening. So yeah, you all, that's what you all saying. But anyway, okay, so that's what happened. It said, Itchy, what are you? So that's what happened with that. Going to their and they're going to be doing it again. So we're going to have another protest. It's going to be June the 9th, I believe. But I will post that on. So make sure y'all go follow our X page on Chicago Flips Red X page, and my page on X, because we post the protests and where it's going to be, because this time they having drag queen story hour, and they're going to have a show for I believe 3 to 5 year olds, and they're going to have different stations. They call it gender affirming stations where the kids can go to. So it's real serious at this next one. And of course, it's at a public library where you paying for the tax dollars. You're paying for this. So we got to go out and we got to protest. All right. So now, with that being said, I just had to talk. Okay, so that's with that being said, I just had to tell you all a little bit about what happened to us with that protest because I saw a lot of you all commenting under that video. All right, so as we see you all, we know ICE was in Chicago. Okay, because I was getting on my Facebook, on my IG, and on X. Everybody was saying, Danny, where we when ICE coming to Chicago? When ICE coming to Chicago and things like that? Because we seeing at the Home Depot, we are seeing all these illegals saturating in Home Depot, and they're very aggressive. So, and they were sending me videos saying, hey, come here, come here. This is where they at. They were sending videos. And I told you all, I said, ICE, they have to be really, really moving silent and really incognito because when they were here, we had these Democrat Party officers. They was going around letting the shelters know when ICE was going to come. They were letting the illegals know when ICE was coming and things like that. And so they was tipping them off. And so what Tom Holland was saying is they're doing that and it's tipping off the illegals. And so now when they come in, an ICE agent can get hurt. It's getting very dangerous because these Democrats are protecting these illegals, you all. So he was saying that they're going to have to do things different. So now they have to move in silence. They can't let nobody know what's going on. All they're going to do is appear like they did yesterday. And so now we had, remember I told you all about and Zoe. Please go on Zoe channel. Zoe. ZOELEIGHT. Please go subscribe to her YouTube channel because she breaks it down too. So remember, Zoe always tell you about the Hispanic KKK. Now, when we reference the Hispanic KKK, those your aldermen that's down there voting on these uh, policies, and they want all these illegals to come into Chicago, but they not in their neighborhoods. They're not in their wards. They're not in their communities. They put them all in our communities, but yet they're getting paid, and that's what they funneling all their money. So we got Andre Vasquez, we got Brian Sitcho Lopez, we got Maria Hatton, we got all these Hispanics. We call them Hispanic KKK because they don't they're not for the freedmen community. They say this black and brown, but everything that's detriment to the black, that's what they're voting for. So with the Hispanic KKK, they're down there because Andre Vasquez, he's over the immigration and refugees. He's the chairman over that. So mind you, ain't none of those shelters in his community. Ain't none of those shelters in his ward. But he want them all to come here and he want them all to be in our communities. Yet he won't put them in his. So hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see something. Okay, here we go. Look, y'all. My stop clock I have for my clients. Okay. So mind you, we got the Hispanic KKK down there. Those all your Hispanic aldermen that's voting to keep these illegals here, that's voting for the money because they are laundering the money. Brandon Johnson, all your black aldermen and sold us out. So we not even talk about the black no good aldermen. They all done sold us out. Brandon Johnson, we know he's a sellout. But the Hispanic KKK down there, all so they're ushering in these people. They're fighting really hard to keep these illegals here because that's how they're keeping the vote. That's how they're standing these seats. That's how they're laundering their money. That's how we call them the cartel. They funneling all the money because we call them because they didn't sold Chicago to the cartel. That's what you see. And in these shelters, they are being run like the Carter houses. If you all are familiar with New Jack City. You know how they was running New Jack City in the Carter home? That's what those shelters are. They have Hispanics controlling it, running it, and they got black security guards. And you got I told y'all all men. I have not seen one woman. When we video and show you all the shelters and put it out there, I don't see a lot of women, maybe one or two but the rest are all men, and they're young men. You probably got on there like from like 18 to like 30, 35. Those are what you seeing going into these shelters, going around there and things like that. We was just at the beach, and we saw someone there with ankle monitors on at the beach. So these are the people that's here. Brandon Johnson and CTU and all these Hispanic aldermen and your black ones, they have sold Chicago out, and we believe to the cartel. Seriously. That's what it is. That's why you see all these drugs in here. That's why all the illegals here. And that's why President Trump, when he got in, he said that he signed the order that said the military, and he made the cartel a terroristic threat in America. He knew why he was doing that. And this is what you're seeing in Chicago. So now you seeing the Hispanic KKK, because they all the same. They're advocating to keep these people here. The black people too, your black aldermen too, and Brandon Johnson. So this is what we're seeing. But so yeah, in the video, so ICE is here. So let me show you all the video. Yeah, please, Danny, make. Okay, let me see the truth. Yeah, let me see something. How to do this? Okay, I think I made truth. The truth. I think I made you a mine. See if I did it right. See if I did it correctly. The truth. Yeah. Okay, y'all. So let me show you. Okay, so we know ICE is here, right? So let me show you a little video. Let's see it. Okay, so this is what's going on. You said I seen you at the meetings. Yeah. Okay, look, y'all. Let's show you.
Outside this building here.
Okay.
Good afternoon, I'm Ben Bradley.
And I'm Lourdes Duarte. Let's get straight to breaking news this afternoon. ICE agents have arrested at least one person in the South Loop.
It's a chaotic scene. Let's get to Jenna Barnes. She's live with the latest. Jenna?
Hi, Ben and Lourdes. You're right indeed. A chaotic scene as the photographer just steps in front of the camera. I'm going to step out of the way so I can show you what is happening here in the South Loop. You can see police, ICE agents outside this building here as people in the street document their movements, where they're going. They just push this crowd of people off the sidewalk and into the street. You can hear there's a lot of shouting going on right now. And here's why. This building is called Buy Incorporated. It is a government contractor that runs the ISAP supervision program for immigrants that uses ankle bracelets, other monitoring as an alternative to detention. But these advocates that are out here this afternoon believe detention is what is happening here today. I want to show you some video that we took just a little earlier.
What are you doing with this man?
I'm here 30 years. I'm a grandfather, not even one family.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Muhammad Imran.
What is your date of birth?
Okay, wait a minute. One thing, real quick. I want y'all to know. Remember, they said these people that got ankle monitors on, ankle monitors, so they committed crimes. Okay, I just want to know, make sure y'all heard that.
That happened just within the past couple of hours. Our camera there as ICE agents brought that man into the building this afternoon. Advocates tell us they were tipped off that ICE was detaining people here earlier this morning when a woman who's part of the ISAP program showed up for a check-in that she received a text message about earlier this week. Take a listen.
She was told to come today, no set time, no reason as to why. We also have learned that other people in Chicago that are on the ISAP program got the same message on Monday, being told the same thing. We are now in contact with family members of other individuals that are in fact physically detained at this building right now.
And it's unclear how many people exactly have been in the building this afternoon or what exactly is going on. We have reached out to ICE for information and have not heard back. At one point, police were called a little earlier this afternoon. They stayed, telling the crowd that they're here for public safety because so many people were here. We've also got a representative from the mayor's office who's been out here this afternoon. He told me he was just monitoring things for the time being. Obviously, things appear to have escalated since we last spoke to him, Ben and Lourdes.
And Jenna, we want to stay with you for a moment. Maybe the photographer could pan off and show us the scene here because it's a chaotic one. We see Homeland Security agents, we see ICE agents, Immigration and Customs enforcement agents, and this is where you get into that really tricky situation where Chicago police are not supposed to assist in immigration enforcement efforts, but they can respond to potentially volatile and dangerous situations involving other members of law enforcement. Do you have a sense, do these people, Jenna, feel like they were lured here under a false pretense simply to be arrested and potentially deported?
That is what the advocates have been telling us, and you can see they're walking people out. The people that these advocates are here for, who they believed were detained, are now being walked out in handcuffs live on air right now. They're being led into a white van that is parked in the middle of South Michigan Avenue, and you can see the advocates, the protesters, they have all gathered around this line of people. Yes, the organizer that we spoke with said that the people who are part of this program, some of them received a text message saying to show up to check in here. And he argued, well, they already know where they are. They have ankle monitors. Their location is monitored by GPS at all times. So they weren't exactly sure why they were asked to show up here, but they wanted to do it anyway because then the ICE agents potentially would show up to their homes and take them there. So that is why so many people have been gathering outside this building by Incorporated in the South Loop. And now that van is slowly but surely making its way out of the crowd and away from the protesters who have gathered here. Ben, Lourdes.
Yeah, and I wonder if any of those folks plan on following that van as it moves away from that building. You can see the crowd behind you still growing. And Jenna, just sort of explain how quickly that crowd grew, that news got out fairly recently that this was happening.
It did. It grew over the course of this afternoon, but it's gotten louder once we did see these ICE agents emerge from the building, which happened truly just minutes ago. They all came out in a line, and that's when this crowd really surged because they suspected they were in there. They thought they were in there, but many people hadn't had eyes on them yet until they came out in a line, appearing as part of the process to remove the people who were detained inside the building. Now that they are walking away, walking back inside, the crowd has quieted down somewhat, but they are still in the street.
And we should mention, seeing federal agents wearing masks, their faces covered while they're, engaged in official acts is unusual. Homeland Security actually addressed that in recent days, saying that agents who were enforcing immigration laws were having their pictures posted online and their families threatened. But nonetheless, here we are on South Michigan Avenue in Chicago, seeing immigration enforcement taking place.
Okay.
And that was one of the critiques from the people we spoke with. They recognize that these agents are wearing masks, and that's something they don't want to see when this official action is underway. Ben and Lourdes.
All right, Jenna, we'll let you keep gathering some of the news and some of the reports, and we'll get back to you here in a little bit. Thank you so much.
So y'all see what's happening. These people have ankle braces on, and you still have the Democrat Party fighting for these people. When have they fought for you? When? And do you notice who was out there? All these white liberals and Hispanics. All these white liberals who they're not in their community, but those the ones who fight. Look at the faces, you all. And a lot of those are paid protesters. Because when we went to the drag queen thing, you see them in every protest. These are paid protesters. But a lot of them are your white liberals who don't want them. Now, they're not in their community with ankle bracelet on. They don't want them in their community walking around with ankle bracelets on. But then they're fighting to keep them here, and they all in our community. This is what you got. And they're not in the Hispanic community. They're not in Pilsen, and they're not, the shelters are not, these illegal aliens are not in Pilsen, and they're not in Little Village. So you fighting to keep the criminals in our community. Really? Okay. This is your Democrat Party policies. I mean, now let me go here. Now, this dude right here, Brian Central Lopez. This dude had to go. This is the really piece of garbage. He's your real piece of garbage. Now, look, let me let him. Okay, let's see. And Jesse Fuentes. You're going to see Jesse Fuentes back here, too. These people, these are who we call the Hispanic KKK. These are your people that you have to get rid of.
News, in the South Loop sparking protests.
Let's get right to Casey Cronus with what is happening there now. Casey.
Don and Scott, there's been a lot of confusion and chaos unfolding here this afternoon in the 2400 block of South Michigan. Now, we are outside of a Department of Homeland Security intensive supervision appearance program. This is where immigrants who are seeking status are called every so often to check in. Officials here say that several immigrants were called to this office earlier today in the last several hours, and they were detained. They say they were called here, under false pretext, and they were taken away in a van. That is when people started to make some phone calls. Community members started to arrive. Advocates began showing up along with elected officials. We're told that one woman, a mother here in Chicago, was taken away. Take a listen.
We're seeing this in other cities. It's just an attempt to get numbers.
No, it's not.
Nothing more. A lot of the people here are in asylum
Look at Jesse
proceedings.
Fuentes right there.
There's lawyers that also mentioned their clients have been granted asylum. Yolanda, she is in appeals in the 7th Circuit, should not have been taken in. Her daughter is now alone. She's 17.
Anybody who's here illegally
for her release.
Now, elected officials, including Alderman Byron Sigcho Lopez, tells us that some of these immigrants came here with their attorneys and their family members because there is, of course, a lot of fear when it comes to stopping by for a check-in. They say that the immigrants who showed up at this office were separated from their attorneys, were denied their right to have their attorney with them.
That's a lie.
And that when those elected officials and other community members tried to ask for help, insert themselves, that dozens of ICE agents showed up and made sure that this van where these individuals were taken was allowed to get away. We don't know exactly how many individuals were placed in that van, but we're hearing that it is upwards of 10. Listen to what Alderman Sigcho Lopez has to say.
Look at this garbage.
Criminals are in the White House.
Look at this garbage.
Stealing Medicare. The real criminals are in the White House. They're stealing Social Security. The real criminals are in the White House taking food stamps and give money to the rich funders, the corporations and the billionaires that they serve. What we saw today is a manifestation of fascism taking
This
over
your real criminal right here.
We reached out.
Now this man can barely speak English. Why are you in office? Why are you in office in America? This man can barely speak English. I keep telling y'all, these are your foreigners who y'all keep allowing to get in these positions, and look who they advocating for. Not the American citizens, not you, but look what he's talking about. This man has to go. This is your biggest criminal right here, Brian Central Lopez. Him.
ICE for a statement and are still waiting to hear back. We also reached out to the Chicago Police Department because CPD was also on scene at one point when chaos was unfolding here and community members were trying to stop that van from leaving. We are waiting to hear what their role in the response was. For now,
so you got community leaders trying to stop that van from leaving. All of those people should be arrested. We need Cash Patel. We need Pam Bundy to arrest all those people for obstructing justice and for being in the way of the feds doing their ICE from doing their jobs. federal agents from doing their job, being an elected official. We need to start making these examples out of these people, because you all are think you're going to keep coming in here doing what you want to do. How you going to sit there and be trying to stop a van, getting in front of the van from leaving, from coming to get criminals? These are the people who you all keep constantly putting in power, who don't care anything about Americans. We Americans don't want this. We Americans said no. We had enough. And then how dare you sit up there, Brian Central Lopez and Andre Vasquez? How you do all y'all Maria Hatton, all you all Hispanic KKK? How you all what's her name? I can never say that lady name. Beatrice Post de Leon. That's her name. Beatrice Post de Leon. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Her. All these people are advocating to keep these criminals here, to keep people here, but they won't even come in, but they are not in their communities, in their wards. They're all in our wards. In the freedmen community. They're all in our community. But yet and still, you're fighting. And yeah, ICE did exactly what they're supposed to do. Whatever. Don't nobody care nothing about that. No, they here. They're here legally. Round them up. Let's go. That's it. Yes. And then you all, did y'all just hear that, so the truth, were you able to, at the truth, I'm all about it. Are you able to be to delete people? I mean, you know, are you able to do that, the truth? Because so we can pick up illegal coochie. You said, Nikki, what up, Nikki? Nikki said he want to ignore the standards. The truth. You said no? Let me see. Why wasn't I able to do that? Let me see. Let me see. Okay, the truth. You should be able to be a moderator now. See if you're able to do it. But yes, this is what's going on. And you see how your Democratic Party is fighting for these people. They want these people to stay here. This is who your party is. They're not fighting for you. They're fighting for these people. And we have let foreigners come in and take place in America, and now look who they're fighting for. They're not fighting for you Americans. They're fighting for foreign countries, other countries. All right. Truth. Let me see, because I put you in. Yup. All right. So. All right, y'all. So let me show you another thing. Please like, y'all. Please like the video. Please like. My likes are really low. Like the video, okay? So you saw your boy Brian Central Lopez and Jesse from Wintez. Those your aldermen, right? All right. Now let me just show you a video. Please like the video. Please like it. Okay? Now let me just show you a video that's not getting a lot of airtime. And I wonder why. The fake news not showing us this. Let's talk about this. And I wonder why the fake news not showing us this. The fake news, they'll tell us everything about all this other stuff, but they're not going to show us what's really happening in our communities and stuff. Let me show you. Let's talk about this.
Including teenagers.
Okay.
Tonight, 6 people, including teenagers, they're facing charges after a local mother was shot in her car. 40-year-old Larisha Thompson was shot and killed in her car off Riverside Road in Lancaster. The sheriff's office says the people arrested are tied to another crime as well, and because of their immigration status, they also now face deportation. WCNC Charlotte's Jesse Pierre is in Lancaster with the latest developments.
Larisha Thompson's life ended in tragedy, gunned down while she was driving down the road. Tonight, 6 people between the ages of 13 and 21 years old facing murder charges in this case.
People like this have no place in our society, and we will do everything in our power to make sure the full weight of the law is brought down on these 6 individuals.
6 people, including 4 teenagers, are behind bars facing multiple charges. The Lancaster County Sheriff's Office says, first, the group tried and failed to break into a convenience store, damaging a bathroom door and shooting up their security cam. Days later, they say that group shot and killed 40-year-old Larisha Thompson.
Criminal illegal aliens,
Okay.
public safety threats, and the 9 criminals, most of them are scooped up in sanctuary.
Did y'all hear about this story? Did y'all hear about this story? I ain't heard about it because they're not talking about it because they don't want you to know about it. Now let me see what Tom Holman, because I think Tom Holman addressed this. So let's see if we can find what Tom Holman said. So yeah, this is who these people are, y'all. This is who we got. Okay, let's see Tom Holman. Let me see if this. Okay, here we go.
Is used to dealing with these illegal loving Democrats. Tom.
Okay, let's go here.
Reporters are Tom Holman is used to dealing with these illegal loving Democrats. Tom, ICE agents deal with a lot out there when they're in the field. It's dangerous, very dangerous work. And you heard that one bystander who filmed himself and then posted it on social media that he wanted a bullet in their heads. Your response to that and all the rhetoric that led up to that?
It is disgusting. And a lot of our congressional representatives who are vilifying ICE and the Border Patrol every day, they're driving this hate. And I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time before there's an incident where an ICE agent's going to have to take a life or an ICE agent's going to lose a life. I mean, here's the truth. Under President Trump, since he's been back, let me tell you what ICE and the Border Patrol have done. They gave us the most secure border in the history of this nation. Fentanyl trafficking is down over 50%, which means we're saving lives from overdose deaths. Sex trafficking, women and children, is down significantly. Migrant death, over 4,000 aliens died making the journey. They're not dying because they're not coming. Americans, 250,000 Americans died from fentanyl. Like, again, fentanyl is under half of what was coming across. President Trump's saving lives. The men and women of ICE are saving lives every day. And if you look at the numbers don't lie. Majority of people ICE is arresting are criminal illegal aliens, public safety threats. And the non-criminals, most of them are scooped up in sanctuary cities. And you're right, the world's upside down when the guy that carries them badge and guns, the bad guy, and the ones who break the law are the victims. It's just terrible. It's upside down. It's just incredible.
Tom, I want to ask you about another horrific murder that got very little attention. Larisha Sherrill Thompson, a South Carolina mom of 2, allegedly killed by 6 illegals. Watch.
Family found her shot dead at the wheel of her car on the side of the road. Deputies arrested 3 adults and 3 teens, ages 13 to 21, for Larisha's murder. The sheriff says none of the suspects are in the country legally. Detectives say the 6 suspects also broke into this convenience store 2 days before they're accused of killing Larisha at random.
Well, apparently, according to the Rock Hill Herald, Tom, police said that the suspected killers texted about the crime. One of the illegals bragged about taking that head, and they used terms like mission fail and this is just the beginning. Tom, we've gotten warnings about this before, that there will be a lot more of these types of murders, again, as Democrats make it more difficult, and courts, to deport people. I mean, we need millions of people deported. Not, we have 85,000, but we need millions gone.
Well, look, I worked for your network for 4 years, and I said for 4 years when Biden opened the border up, we're going to see this. This is going to carry on for over a decade. And he let a lot of criminals, unvetted criminals in the country. And for the congressmen and senators who are saying we're traumatizing aliens, we're terrorizing aliens, have you ever met with angel moms and dad who buried their children at the hands because an illegal alien killed their children? And why they wear a mask? They're wearing a mask because they're trying to protect themselves and their families. Agents are getting doxxed every day. Their pictures and phone numbers being put on telephone poles. These leftists are following and filming when they go home from work at night. I had over 1,000 protesters at my lake house just a month ago. Okay, I'm the border czar. I expect it, fine. But the men and women of ICE who put their lives on the line for this country every day don't deserve that. When you and I are sleeping at 3 a.m. this morning, ICE agents are on surveillance trying to arrest a significant public safety threat or national security threat while they're all sleeping. ICE is trying to keep them safe. That's the truth, but the left don't want to say it because every day of success under the Trump administration proves that the Biden administration lied for 4 years and we're ruining their plans. Lord, they've got millions of people coming in this country. They put them on 90-10 doc, which means their hearings are 5-7 years out. We're going to try to move these people. We're ruining their plans because your plan is put their hearings back 5-7 years, don't detain them, and by the time they actually get to court, we'll have a Democratic administration in. We're going to award amnesty to millions of future Democratic voters. That's your plan, and they're mad because we're shutting their plan down.
And Tom, new news out of Boulder, Colorado. The family of that suspected felon, of course, on an overstayed visa, Mohammed Solomon, who tried to incinerate Jewish Americans and others protesting for the hostages, for their release. The family of Solomon has been detained by ICE and their visas revoked. They could be deported as soon as tonight. Seems like an obvious and correct move, but not everyone thinks so, Tom. Watch this.
If you have a cooperative family that's providing information about your attacker, you might want to really work with them and not threaten their cooperative stance by putting them in custody right away. You can always do that later if their immigration status is in doubt. It's possible that the family could actually provide information that you might need at trial. By putting them in custody, you definitely take the chance that they are no longer in a position to cooperate.
Tom, Andrew McCabe keeps lying.
Andrew McCabe is an embarrassment to the FBI. He's an embarrassment to the badge he carried. Bottom line is, did he take an oath to enforce laws? Because so didn't ICE. ICE, as you said earlier, Laura, ICE is enforcing the laws enacted by Congress. Laws that they get obligated and funded to enforce. ICE isn't making this stuff up. They're enforcing the laws or holding their oath. This is what they're supposed to do. If you're in the country legally, you got a problem, and we're looking for you. We're going to prioritize a bad guy before we go to the other guy, but doesn't mean the other guy is off the table. We're enforcing immigration laws. That's what the American people voted for. That's why President Trump is in the White House, because that's what the American people wanted, and we're going to keep President Trump's promise to the American people. You can hate or like Trump all you want. Here's a fact. His success on the border, his success in immigration enforcement, his success on national security is unprecedented. I worked for 6 presidents. No one even comes close to the success of President Trump. I'm proud every day to wake up and work for this man because we're making a difference. We're making this country safe again, one illegal alien at a time. And you can hate it all you want. We're going to do it. We're not going to stop us. And we're going to continue doing exactly what we're doing. Take all the pictures you want. Scream all you want. It doesn't matter. We're going to do the job.
Yeah, well, they lionize the illegals and they villainize ICE. That's all you need to know about modern day Democrats. Tom, thank you very much.
Click here to subscribe to the...
That was that in a nutshell. You see what I'm talking about? That's what I'm saying. So we definitely, that's what you're dealing with your your Democrat Party. This is who they want to protect. This is what they are. These are people that's not, and half of your Democrat Party are foreigners. They have gotten into these political seats. These are anti-Americans. They hate America and Americans, and they are trying to push their hate for America here because they really want to see the downfall. And we as Americans, we as the citizens have to take our country back from these people. I don't know if you all heard. Yeah, this is, so now you're trying to build, no, we need ICE here. Like Laura Ingram said, you all are, ICE is deporting thousands. We need millions. We need millions gone because they allowed 22 million people to come over here. So we need millions gone. Right, start with the sanctuary cities. And that's the problem. You see the sanctuary cities you see what they're doing. They're making it hard for ICE to come in and get these people. That's why I keep saying the policies. Chicago, you all have to stop voting for your demise. You have to stop voting for these people because this is what you get when you vote these Democrats in. They are not for you, America. Americans. The Democrat Party is not for you. They're not for the working class. They're not for real women. They're not for anything that's common sense. This party is not the common sense party. I keep telling you all, this party policies are for transgenders, LGBTQ, illegal aliens, and unaliving your kids and taxing the American citizens. This is your party. So whether you want to believe it or not, it's not the old Democrat Party that your grandma used to know, your old Democrat Party back in the day. Even they were terrible. But these people are not for the working class. They're not for us. They're not even for America. At least the old Democrat Party was for Americans. This party has nothing. They hate America. So this is who these people are. And I'm so glad that we had President Trump because can you imagine if that fake black woman who's an Indian woman would have got into office? Could you imagine that? I don't even want to imagine that at all. They're right. Their gender is demonic. They're coming after your kids. They want to indoctrinate your kids because they want all your kids to identify as whatever they want to identify as. They're grooming them because they're pedophiles. And what they're doing is they're grooming them because eventually they're going to try to make it where pedophilia is legal. That's why they calling it MAP, because minor attracted people. These people, this is what they are pushing because they want to legalize pedophilia. They want to make sure it's like the warming effect. They getting you used to all this demonic stuff. They getting you used to trans. They didn't get you, first it was LGBTQ. Y'all got used to that. Then they brought the trans. You can be a woman. A man can be a girl can be a boy. We don't even know what a woman is. What is a woman? We don't even know. Then they brought it. Now they getting ready to bring it to this map, this pedophilia. It's the warm frog effect, and we're just going back, just acting like we don't see this evil that's plaguing our country. Evil is gaining to a lot of ground, and if you all don't wake up before you know it, this is what you're gonna have: a bunch of weirdos, pedophiles being taught to your kid. You ain't gonna be able to say nothing. They hate Jesus. You ain't gonna be able to talk about Jesus. You got all those. Let me see if I got this. You got all those Islamic people that's taking over Texas. I mean, come on. All these foreigners coming in to hate America taking over. And y'all mad at President Trump because President Trump said, we're getting these people up out of here. But y'all mad, but this is your policies. You all that keep voting blue no matter who. Let me see if I can find something about that. Because I was watching that. Let me see if I can find it because I might share it. Let me see.
Cities. And you're right.
Because I don't want to make this too long, but let me see if I can find that, y'all. I might can't find it. But yeah, they have. Man, I can't find it. Yeah, I can't find it, you all. But yeah. You got Muslims taking over, Texas. So, y'all. Let me see. Let me see if I can type that. Muslims. Let me see if I can get that, y'all. I wasn't planning on showing y'all this. Let me just see if what comes up. And they try to bring that Sharia law. Y'all keep playing. Y'all gonna keep letting all these foreigners come in, and before you know it, they finna take over America. I'm serious. complex in Texas. Yeah, in Texas. Let's go. I can't find it, you all, but just go Google uh Texas and Muslims taking over Texas. And they all have the common thing, you all. You see a bunch of pregnant ladies and a bunch of had 3 kids, like these illegals. They're coming over here. They were coming over here pregnant. A lot of them was pregnant when they got here, and then they made sure they had babies, a bunch of babies when they got here. So they came across the border pregnant, and then they had babies while they're here. This is what these Muslims doing. Y'all gonna keep playing, and these people gonna take over the country, and then you're gonna be doing Sharia law, or you're gonna have a bunch of foreigners that's taking over America, and you're gonna feel like an outsider in your own country. You're gonna be the outsider. Keep playing with these people. Keep playing, because they hate America and hate Americans. I can't find that, but you can go on there. It's a bunch of videos talking about this, but it's one specific one I wanted to find. But anyway, yes, so that's what's going on. Yep. So that's that's what's happening. All right. So y'all, we got to take stand. We got to make sure that we are voting these people out. We got to, because I keep saying, if you don't like, and a lot of people keep saying, well, I can't do Trump, Danny. I just can't do Trump. Okay. Let's just say you can. Let's just say you can. Can you do, okay, you done with the Democrat Party. You keep saying you can't do Trump. I don't know why, but if that's your thing, then go, okay, be an independent. Be an independent where you say, okay, I'm going with a person who got the common sense. I can't do the Democrat at all. They policies are way over there. For you all who say you hate Trump, I don't know why, but just because you hate that Trump, all right. What about saying, okay, I'm going to be an independent and I'm going to go with what policies that make sense to me? Can you educate yourself on that? Instead of voting blue no matter who, can we get you out of that vote blue no matter who mentality? Can you please say, okay, let me look at the policies. Let's take Trump out of that for all you people who hate Trump so much. Can we take that out of that? Can you please say, okay, I'm just going to be independent? And whatever policies that I align myself with, or whatever policies that make sense to me, I'm going to educate myself on the policies, and then I'm going to vote in my best interest. Can we start there? That's a start. Can we just start there? I mean, come on. I mean, for real. Because anybody who's with drag queens and drag trans people doing story hours and shows for your kids, and you think that's okay, then you sick. But anybody who's not with that garbage, those are your Democratic policies. No matter who you put in, look, they can change the face. They can give you a white Democrat. They can give you a black Democrat. They can give you a Jew Democrat. They can give you an Asian Democrat. They can give you a Hispanic Democrat. The policies are their policies. So it can be a different face, a different race, a different gender, but their policies are going to be their policies because that's what the party agenda is. And they cannot go against their party agenda. Look at Eric Adams. Now, when he talked about it, they put a case on him. If you try to go against that party, if you don't agree with them, they're going to put a case on you, or because that's who that party is. So when you vote Democrat, no matter what face they put in front of you, look at Brandon Johnson, look at Prisker, look at the Los Angeles, California, look at Denver, look at what else? Ohio. Look at all the Democrat ran cities and states, and they all look the same. And all the mayors, all the governors are talking the same. They're for illegal aliens and they for this trans stuff. This is their policies. They cannot go against the party agenda. So y'all can keep voting Democrat if you want to. I don't care what Democrat coming you, Obama, talk nice, real slick, charisma, got a little, got a little style and stuff like that. I don't care who they are. The policies are their policies. So you all can keep voting blue no matter who. Keep putting these Democrats in office. You're going to get the same thing because this is their policies. You got to look at policies. Jasmine Crockett and she advocating for the same thing. Jeffrey Hakeem, the same thing. AOC, the same thing. These are their policies. You gotta educate yourself on the policies. Different face, different race, same agenda, same policies. That's it. All right? So policies matter. Yes, it's policies over politics. We have to start educating ourselves. Go look at Congress meetings, see who's advocating for what, because it's going to be sick. Because all the Democrats, they're advocating for your taxes to go up, but then they're advocating for you to pay for illegal alien all their medical care, for illegal aliens to get transgender surgery, for illegal aliens to get free everything. This is what they're advocating for, all while taxing you, taxpayer, the American citizens. They want trans people. They want men and women's sports. They are arguing to keep men and women's sports. This is their priority. It's the policies, okay? Policies over politics. Let's look at the policies. All right? That's all I wanted to tell you all. I love you all. I love you all. Please like and share. Chicago West Side and North Side are the biggest blue parts of Chicago. And guess what? Chicago West Side, and we got your white liberals, we got the black, the freedmans. Those are all the people. The freedmans, I can't understand how we not waking up. How we're still going to be this slow. We still going to be this slow. We see what's happening in our community. We see all the businesses that's by foreigners. We see we have no black-owned businesses in our community. We see we got a bunch of abandoned buildings in our community. We see that illegals are taking over and making us feel like outsiders in our community. And we still got the nerve to vote blue no matter who. That's how crazy we are. I don't understand it. Now, those white liberals up north and all that, they're going to keep, because those are real racists. They can't stand the freedman community. So whatever is the detriment to us, that's what they're gonna push, because it's not happening in their community. But anything that's gonna destroy the freedman community, that's what your white liberals are going to advocate for. Malcolm X told you, your Democrat Party and your white liberals are the enemy to the freedman community. He told you that. And they're showing it. That's why you saw all those white, liberal, racist, weirdos, drag queens out there in our face. Those are the real KKK. Because the Democrat Party, remember they didn't want to free the slaves. They the ones were the party of the KKK. You remember your Republican, was your Lincoln. He freed you. They didn't want to. The Democrat Party didn't want you. They want they want to keep the slaves with the party of the KKK. So Harriet Tubman was a Republican. She was she was a Republican. So all y'all need to go back and do your history. Educate yourself. Do something. Other than be taught you can be a girl or boy, and all this indoctrination and all these colleges teaching the kids to hate America and all this garbage and free Palestine. And you got people over here that live in America talking about I hate America and waving Palestinian flags and all this garbage and Muslim flags. Y'all gonna keep it up. And y'all gonna let these foreigners come over here like they did in France and doing in France, and they had invaded France. You don't even know who it is no more. We had a well-known journalist come from France, come all the way over here to interview us and for us to take him around to these shelters, because he said he cannot believe that people in Chicago are fighting the government like they're fighting. He can't believe we are taking a stand like we are taking a stand, because in France, the Muslims have took over France. And he said he wished they would have fought like Chicago is fighting. He wished they would have fought and they had a president like Donald Trump to help them, because the Muslims have took over France and now they're taking over the France. So he was a journalist, and he came, well-known journalist, came over here to interview us and put it in a paper there. I posted it on my Facebook and on my X. It's in France, it's in French, so you might can't read it, but you will see, yeah. So the world is watching Chicago. The world is watching us because they can't believe that we are fighting like we are fighting. They can't believe that we are making a stand, and we are saying that we are not going to allow this invasion to come over and take over Chicago and Illinois. And we are standing up, and they're watching because they're saying that we're actually giving them some hope. And now they're getting to the point where now they're standing up against their government. We have a chance, Chicago, to make history. We have a chance to show the world that Chicago stood up against this communist, socialist agenda that tried to come in, these foreigners that tried to come in and invade Chicago, and they were the ones that stood up and it set a precedent to all of the other cities, because now you got Houston flips red. You got all these New York flips red. All these groups are popping up now talking about all these blue states. California flips red. Harvey flips red. That's what I'm talking about. So we are actually helping people to be able to have a voice and say, you know what, if they can fight, then that's, you know what, I can fight. And we can do this because it's we the people. We pay their salaries. They work for us. And when we the people no longer recognize the people that we put in government to represent us, we the people have the power to take back control. And people are now seeing, and they are watching Chicago closely, because they're saying if Chicago can do it and fight, let's get these corrupt politicians out of office where we live at, where we're at. All these countries are watching Chicago. I'm telling you all. We get emails from France, from Ireland, from Africa, everywhere. They're emailing us and they're watching. Not just United States, because all United States, the cities and states in United States, they all hit us up and they all tell us how proud they are and they want us to come there. We're talking about people in other countries that have allowed these foreigners to invade their country. They're now standing up to their government and saying we're not going to take it anymore, and rising up because they're looking at Chicago. So Chicago have a chance to make history and to be in the go in the history books, to say thank you, Marvin, for the super chat. We have a chance to go in the history books to say when everybody else was allowing this to happen, Chicago was the one that stood up and said no and made history. And we're going to vote these people out, and they're going to say Chicago flipped red because they went against this garbage and they stood up, and we making history. We got to do it, you all. We will be known forever as the city that stood up until this entire anti-American agenda and said, no, we will not allow this illegal alien invasion. We will not allow this progressive, that who Brandon Johnson think he is, this progressive communist agenda to take over our city. No. That's what I'm serious, y'all. We can do it. We can do it. Make your voice be known. Come out. I'm going to let you all know. Make sure you go follow Zoe channel on YouTube. We're just giving the information back to back to back. And Zoe go live on her channel a lot more because I'm, trying to do a whole bunch of stuff. But yes, you all, we're going to do it. We're going to make history, and we're going to let every other state say, if Chicago can do it, we are going to do it. We're setting the tone, and we're letting them know to the government, to this Brandon Johnson administration, to these Democrats, no more. You thought you was going to pay with Chicago. You thought you was going to bring this agenda here. You thought you was going to sit there and put these people in our community. You thought you was going to tax us to oblivion and push us out. You thought that? No. You thought wrong, sweetie. Y'all thought wrong. You demons got to go. So yes, yes. So that's what's happening. I love you all. Chris Wright, he's scared. He's trafficking money, go slow. It said, no, you can just pay tariffs instead. Yup. Bring the Pledge of Allegiance, yes, an American flag back to the classrooms. And not the rainbow flag. Yes, bring prayer back to the schools, in the schools. I would be embarrassed you said I would be embarrassed to be black. Okay. Things they did too little teaching when you dropped out of school. In prayer, exactly. Didi Andrea said amen. Bicel said yeah. Yeah. Zills Daniel said hell yeah, America. Yes. Jaru said by self is lonely. Okay, yes, you all. So Marvin Chu, amen. Prayer back in the school. Yes. By self said, I'm not. Mike C said, no religion in school, please. Well, that's what you say. That's your opinion. Okay, everybody, look, you're entitled to your opinion. Irrelevant gentleman said we need to flip the west side and the north side. It's the only reason why Illinois stays blue. Yes. Katie said, I live in Illinois. Yes. Afraid y'all can't even stop gangs in the shy. Whatever. Okay. It's everybody talking, but you ain't doing nothing either. By sale, just mirroring. James, him say, my God, are you a beautiful woman? We need thank you. Purple rain. Okay, you want religion and whatever. Okay, so no more drag queen. Eric say no more drag queens reading to the children. That's so wrong, right? Okay. Nick say poor I don't know. Look, Jose Perez says she mad, man. Look, listen to the name, Jose Perez. See, these are people, because see, they want us. See, these people, they're not coming over to assimilate with us. They're coming over to take over. That's what they're doing. They're coming over to take over. So they're mad because we're waking up and we're not going for it. Look at the name, Jose Perez. Say, we mad. Oh, yeah, we are mad. And we're going to get y'all up out of here. We're getting y'all up out of here. See, they only, so they cool until we wake up and say no, because they want to take over. They want to take over our communities. They want to take over our city. They want to take over our state. That's what these people want to do. And they come in all timid. We just want this. We just want this. And before you know it, they taking over your community. Before you know it, they pushing you out. And before you know it, it's down. Okay? We got to be smart about this. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that's what it is. They mad because we waking up. They mad because we not tolerating this garbage no more. So that's what it is. Muslims try to build their own city in Texas. Exactly. And they doing it. The Muslims building their own city in Texas. How disrespectful is that, you all? So you come into a whole other country and you gonna build a whole city in that country, and you going back, you gonna bring your garbage to that country. You're not trying to assimilate to the country laws. You're gonna bring your own laws to that country. Where they do that at? Where we allow that at? And that's what these illegals and Hispanics, these illegal, because that's where they coming from, these, all this speaking Spanish, that's what they tried to do to us, Chicago and Illinois. They tried to come over here and bring and make us assimilate to their culture. No. How do you come in Chicago and Illinois and America, and now the jobs that you try to put out here is for, you got to be bilingual? No, we don't. No, we don't. This is an English-speaking country. How dare you try to make us assimilate to another country? No, no, no. We're Americans, and we wasn't taught English. English is not, Spanish. That wasn't mandatory in our school. So no, no. A lawsuit. No, no, no. If you can't come over here and assimilate to our culture and speak English, then you need to go where you're going. Go back over where you came from. That's just what it is. Vote Priska out, exactly. So we Americans not going for it no more. The okie doke, the Democrat Party trying to lump everybody in. No, we're not. We're not going for it no more. All right. Thank you and have a nice day. Going about your business. If you don't like what's going on in here, go back to your country. Go back where you belong. But as for Americans and Chicagoans and us, we're taking our city back. We're taking our state back. So all the foreigners who don't like it, then you go back where you came from. And then you go back to that culture since you like it so much. But don't bring it in our communities. We're not having it. All right? That's what I'm saying. So all that, you got to speak bilingual. That's a lawsuit, you all. Anybody that's any place that's hiring and saying it's mandatory in order to get this job, you got to be bilingual. That's a lawsuit. Because when you doing that, what you're doing is ostracizing a whole group of people who don't speak, and we're in America. So imagine everybody, if you're American, you're not speaking Spanish. So you're cutting a whole class of people out with that bilingual garbage. No, we ain't doing that. That's what we're doing. So, no, we're not doing that. All right? Yeah, so that's not. So if you can't speak English, then I'm sorry. So everybody who couldn't qualify for a job that you went for and you couldn't qualify for it because you have to be bilingual, that's a lawsuit. That's the 14th Amendment. That's not equal. They want to talk about due process and equal opportunity and equal rights. Yeah, lawsuit. All right. So that's what we doing. Lawsuit. Keep playing with us if you want to. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment is for us. They're right now trying to give illegals the 14th Amendment that was precisely for the descendants of the enslaved. And these Democrats are trying to give the illegals the 14th Amendment, saying it's for them. So, no. Nope. Sorry. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. All right? Take that Sharia law. Yeah, take that Sharia law BS out of America. For real. Take that right back where you at. Take it back to your own country. It's that simple. We don't do all that in America. And if that's what you do, take that back to your own country. Make your country great again. Don't bring that garbage here because we ain't playing that no more. It's a new sheriff in town. We got a new president, and in Chicago, we finna be it's turning red. So it is what it is. And all that sanctuary city garbage over. All these illegals now, ICE. The police can cooperate with ICE. All this soft on crime, all these, and it ain't just the illegals. All these criminals, black, white, Hispanic, all of them, soft on crime. They getting caught with guns and they letting them right back out. No, they going to jail. No, it's over for them too. All these people that's carjacking, these teenagers, carjacking and robbing and things like that, going into these stores, doing smash and grabs. Oh, it's over for y'all. All that soft on crime policies, all that garbage, So it ain't just about the illegals, you all, and taxing us and just taxing us to oblivion and all that while they launder our money, steal our money, and these politicians get rich. It's over for that. It's over for that. All right. So I'm not just saying illegals. Yeah, we got black on black crime. Those mofos getting dealt with too. So yeah, it goes all around the board. Make Chicago great again. Make Illinois great again. That's what we own. Yep. So, all right. That's what we own, you all. I love you all. Yes, ma'am. America will stay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Amen, you all. Remember, one band, one sound. We on one accord. We move. It's all hands on deck. We need all hands on deck, you all. We doing this. We're taking our city back, and we are taking our state back, and we are taking our country back. These politicians work for us. If you don't represent us as Americans, then you got to go. Sorry. All these foreigners getting up out of these seats, and Americans, we taking over. All right? You said my hometown is taco land now. That's what I'm saying. We allowed that garbage. We allowed that garbage because they come to take over. They don't come in to assimilate. They come over to take over. And that's what you got. That's your competition. They not coming over to, they coming over to compete with you. They not coming over to be cool with you. That's not it. But the Democrat Party wants you to think that because they trying to import these voters, a new voter base, and that's what they tried to do. So they want you to believe that, but no, that's not what's happening. They're coming over to take over to our communities, take over our city, to take over our state, to take over our country, and we are not allowing that. That's your that's your Democrat Party. All right, I don't have. It's not about. I'm not. I love everybody. You go on my when Brighton Park had to when they was trying to get that tent city put in Brighton Park. I went out there and I was with Brighton Park people. I was in the front line, protesting with them, fighting with them about not putting that tent city in their community. And it was no blacks. It was in Brighton Park. You got all people that's foreigners. You got Asian, you got Hispanics, you got Indians, all of that. So, and I was with them, fighting with them. So it's not about with me, it's right, it's right. We're going to do what's right. So, and we was right there fighting together. And a lot of them said, they told me, they said, Danny, we're here. Some of our family members are not legal citizens, but they've been here for years. They're model citizens. They work and they've been trying to get citizenship. And they're going through the process and they're doing it the right way. They're paying their money. They're law-abiding citizens. They don't have records and they are not getting citizenship. But you allow a whole group of people to come in and get ahead of the line and get free everything while they're trying to do it the right way. And it's not right for them. And they were exactly right. They're trying to do it the right way. They're trying to do everything that they're supposed to do, and they can't get citizenship. It's taking them a while. But you all, the Biden and Harris, the Democrats going to put 22 million people in front of the line, in front of them, and giving them free everything while taking the little stuff that they had. That's not fair to them. So they wasn't going either. So right is right. And I was right there with them helping them. They told me that some of them wasn't, but they still wasn't going for that garbage because like they said, if they allow that, if they allow those illegal aliens to be in their community, the ones who just got here, they knew it was going to take their jobs because they understood that they were competing with them. Like they said, they were going to be competing with them with their jobs. They were going to be saturating their schools, and their kids was going to be left behind because the school was going to be too crowded. They said that the businesses they were all in the businesses just around soliciting and laundering around their businesses. That's their communities they was break-ins. They were doing all this drugs and things, needles all in the park. So they saw crime rate was up. So they wasn't going for it. They were not going for it, and they protested. I was right there helping them and with them. So no, it's not about being prejudiced and color and this and that. It's about doing what's right. And I'm gonna be with everybody when it's time to do it, and when they are doing things the right way or trying to do things the right way. It's about being fair, and that's what it is. All right. Yeah. So you said, Frederick said, I wonder how Big Mike podcast is doing. I don't know who watching that because I just come on. Obama, dude, get out of here. Your whole Obama Center is displacing black citizens, elderly citizens out their homes with that ugly Obama Center. So come on. Anybody who still believe in Big Mike and Obama, like I said, it's something wrong with you. If you are still with the Democrat Party, there's something wrong with you. For real, after seeing them drag queens and they're all in your schools and and story hour that they're paying what you are paying with your tax dollars, anybody who still vote blue, no matter who is with, and still on that Democrat party plantation, that something wrong with them. Something wrong with them. For real. Either they let me just shut up. Let me shut up. So, like I said, let me shut up. But anyway, yeah. So you said you throwing stones. Y'all, I'm trying to know you could. You said don't shut up. Say what it is. Y'all, for real. For real, for real. You know, I gotta watch some things when like I said, what I say. Okay? But like I said, yeah. If you want that, if you still with that weird agenda, that pedophile stuff, and being around kids with them costumes and fairies and dust and flags flying around and with this music, this weird stuff, something wrong with you. Serious, you need Jesus because you going to hell with gasoline draws on. All right. So yeah, you all. All right, you all. I'm getting ready, yeah, because you are, yeah. Look, afraid of Black Nation. Why don't you go and do something with your life? All right? You talking about, yeah, because you are sounding so uninformed. Why don't you go? Why are you on here? Afraid of Black Nation? Why are you on here, idiot? If you feel like that, you sure listening to me. You sure spending a little an hour out your day to listen to me talk and be misinformed. So why you here? You must can't get off this channel. It's something you're liking, something that's keeping you here, because you're an idiot. These are the idiots right here. They got everything to say, but they never in the community doing anything. They're not standing up for anything. Those are your people right here that's always talking, but not standing for anything. They allowing anything to go, or they behind the keyboard just typing. Probably don't even have a job. Afraid of a Black Nation, probably don't even have a job. Probably still blaming the white man because he broke and he got doo-doo in his doo-doo stains in his drawers. Probably blaming the white man for that. Probably like boys, probably like guys, probably gay. Afraid of Black Nation may be gay. If that's a Black man, probably gay. And he blaming the white man for being gay. And blaming the white man because he like booty, because he like boy booty. That's it. It's probably the white man that he broke. He don't have a job. He got doo-doo stains in his drawers, and he like men, and he probably like, watching other stuff, and he blaming the white man for that. That's who Afraid in Black Nation is. Those are people right there. That's it right there. Tyler Perry. Yup, that's Tyler Perry right there. Yup, probably dressing in women outfits and things like that. There, yeah, that's your Black Nation. That's him right there. Those are weirdos right there. Yeah, booty bandit. And it's a white man fault because he a booty bandit because he loved it, and he blaming the white man for that. That's who that person is. Those are the people you gotta watch out for because they blame the white man and the racism for everything that because they are low life. Those are your people. Yup. Those are your people right there. Laying down, no job, you got doodle stains in his drawers, and looking at gay porn and blaming the white man because he can't get that out of his head. The white man did it to him. That's him. Yeah, it's all your fault. Yup. So yeah, that's who you are. That's who he is. All right. So yeah, it's a white man fault for everything. All right, y'all. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. I just wanted to let you all know about the ICE raids that happened yesterday in Chicago. And we seen a lot more because today, like I said, they were on 63rd through 65th. ICE was over there. And I think it was Elizabeth, something like that. But they were over there, so they are in Chicago. So you people who were asking me, Danny, when they coming to Chicago? I told you they was gonna be here. So yes, and I'm so excited because it's getting hot. So they're gonna be outside, you all, and so we're yeah, and ICE going to be picking up a lot of people. So yeah, let's let it happen. Hey, let's stay out of it. Let's make Chicago great again. We stand out of it. All right. Ice, ice, baby. Yes. Yes. So they're here in Chicago. I just want to let you all know that, do a little recap of why my nails gone and how bad they are, and they all messed up because these lunatic liberals were getting physical with us, with the drag queen. Those drag queens, those trans, they don't play them games, right? They real evil. They mean too, y'all. They the party of hate. They be talking about love. They the party of hate, boy. They crazy. So yeah. So I just want to do a recap of that. Let you know that ICE is here, and just show you, because Tom Homan talked about the lady, who got killed by the six illegals. And I know that didn't get a lot of footage. So I just wanted to show that too as well. So yeah. So I love you all. Love you all. Love you all. And if you all, I always gotta do this. If you all are not saved, and you all, what did it say? Yeah, ghetto pager for sure. Yeah. So what? 60-year-old lady was on that. Yeah, look, you say, look, Mr. Tom Homan is no joke, right? Listen, let me just address this right quick. I don't care what do you all say, what you all saying. I saw a comment, you all comment talking about, okay, you talk like this, you talk like that. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not your average person. I don't care about that. I don't care about being politically correct and sound like this, because you all would rather hear a well-polished lie, Obama, than hear the unedited, raw, uncomfortable truth. That's what you want somebody to lie to you and tell you everything you think you want to hear. That's what you rather hear. You rather hear an educated lie than hear the raw, just uncomfortable truth. That's what you all want to hear. And I told you, I don't care. So you could talk about how I sound, how I talk, whatever it is. I'm so happy that God made me who he made me to be. And he didn't take none of it away from me. None of it. He didn't say go to school and make sure you learn, take some classes. He didn't do that. He said, now, just who you are, this is what I want you to do. And guess what? I can relate to everybody. I can relate to the people in my community. I can relate to the urban people. I can relate to the ghetto people. I can relate to the educated people. I can relate to everybody. You know what? So God really know what he's doing. So what you're saying about how I sound when I talk, I don't care. I don't care. Okay? Oh, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Down to earth women of God. That's what people want. They want you to lie to them. They want you to be Obama. To just lie and just have charisma, just be just the devil lying to you. That's what they really hear. That's who these dumb people are. Well-educated dummies that don't have no common sense. See how that's working for the Democrat Party, because they're supposed to be so educated. All they people are supposed to have all these degrees, useless degrees, going to all these schools, got 5 and 6 degrees, and dumb as rocks. Don't have a bit of common sense. So you all take your educated, well-speaking, all that, go over there. Go over there and make a change. Please do. See how that's working out for the Democrat Party. That's how dumb people are. People are tired of this. People want real life people who going through the experience they're going through to hear and talk to them. People don't want to hear people who have no relationship, don't even know how to relate to them, telling them anything about what's going on in their community. They want to hear what's real. They don't care about it's over for that. Y'all know that when President Trump won, when it was a red wave in America, y'all didn't understand that. That's how dumb the Democrat Party is. These Democrats. Y'all don't understand that people done with that. People done with all that BS. People want to just hear the truth. They want to hear, like Trump said, they're eating your cats and dogs. They stealing your money. That's what people want to hear. They don't want to hear, well, the bureaucrats are over there talking to the this and that. No, people don't want to hear that. People want to hear, listen, they stealing your money. They're laundering your money. Listen what's going on. See, people just want to hear the real truth. They done with all that politics and politics and all that theatrical. They done with that. It's over for that. That's how dumb y'all are. That's what y'all don't understand. You all don't understand what God is doing. He is bringing up people, real people, who's not scared to say what it is, not scared to tell the truth, not scared to go against these people. And they definitely rough around the edges, because you need people that's rough around the edges to go against these demons in Chicago. Because you can't have you people be sorority and this and that. You can't have you people because you people can't get nothing done. Y'all scared of everything, and y'all just gatekeepers and want to fit in. That's what it is. This is how far from reality you all are, because you all can't even see what God is doing. That's how far and dumb and the devil got y'all. People done with that. People want to know that people care about what's happening to them. People want to know that you care about what's happening in their community. People want to know that you can identify when they ride that train and they don't have and there's no protection, how bad these trains are, how bad the violence is. People want to know that you know that you're experiencing the same thing that they're experiencing. Not Brandon Johnson, who telling you crime is down while he have a 150 to 200 police detail that's protecting him and his family, while telling you crime is down. People tired of that. People don't want to hear that. People tired of the lies and stuff being told by these politicians. They done with that. They want to know that you live right in their community and you seeing right there. You probably got robbed too. You probably got carjacked too. So you know what's needed in their community. People want to know real stuff. All that other garbage that y'all talking, it's over with. So y'all can say whatever you want to say. I don't care. But I was the same person that they called to come testify on Capitol Hill. So if I can't speak and I'm not educated, the world wanted to hear what I had to say. And the world appreciated it. So look at God. Look at God. God is using somebody who can't speak, who's not educated, and who can't talk, to speak to the world, to tell what's happening in Chicago. Look at God. Ain't that something? Didn't he use Moses like that? Didn't he use Moses to get his people out of Egypt? And then when he told Moses to go talk to Pharaoh, and Moses said, God, I can't talk. I got a speech problem. I stutter. And God said, Moses, go do what I told you to do. All you Christians on here. Then God say, I use the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. So all you educated people, all you ones who got all those degrees in basket weaves and black this and black that and studying the black, useless, useless. Can't pass a law, can't not helping your community, useless. But you can go to a sorority party, but you can party with them, but you useless. All them 38 degrees and all them student loans you got were not a bit of common sense. Dumb as rocks. Useless. So y'all don't see what God is doing? That's how stupid y'all are, huh? It's over for all that garbage now. Told y'all, it's a new day. It's real people standing up telling what's going on. Real people talking now. not your career politician who was groomed all their life to lie to you and tell you what you want to hear. No, that's over with. All right? So, so yeah, new day. All right, y'all? So I love you all. Yeah, I love you all. I love you all. Look at Afraid of Black Nation. He's so mad. Look at him. Look at him. He is so mad. Look at he's still on here. Why are you still on here? He is so mad. Did I hurt your feelings? Because I know you really emotional. I know you really emotional because y'all, you really emotional. I know you in your feelings. I know I hurt your feelings. What? Why you still on here? Your feelings hurt. Just go watch your gay porn or whatever. Go do what you do and go, dick in your booty and all that stuff like that. Go make yourself feel better. And blame the white man for that. Go do it. Go do it because your feelings are really hurt. I know they are. I know the truth really hurts sometimes. I know it do. But hey, sorry, had to tell you. Look at him still on and mad. But anyway, y'all. No. Sometimes, no. Sometimes the trolls, I gotta, it is gotta be what it is. I gotta tell them, y'all. So, it is what it is. Yeah, that's the look projection. Yeah, that's what it is, y'all. So sometimes you gotta deal with certain people. All right, y'all. Look, I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. And if you're not look, I'm still on here. If you're not saved, you all, if you're not saved, because I am a Christian, my Savior is Jesus Christ. I let it be known, and that's what it is, y'all. If you're not saved and you don't know if you're saved, then this all you have to do to be saved, you all. If you die tonight and you don't know where you're going, if you're not sure where you're going when you die, this all you got to do, okay? Let's repent. Lord, please forgive me for my sins. The things I'm doing that I know it's wrong, but I can't stop, or it's hard for me to stop. I need you to help me. I repent for my sins. The sins I did knowingly and unknowingly. I ask you to forgive me. You got to mean it. You got to repent and really mean it, guys. After you repent, then you got to believe, Lord God, I believe Jesus is the Son of God. He's your son. Jesus, I believe that you died. Jesus, I believe that you rose with all power in your hand. And I believe that you are the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's it. You got to confess with your mouth, believe in your heart, repent, and you're saved. Okay? So you confess that Jesus is Lord, that Jesus died for your sins, and Jesus is the Son of God. Repent and believe that you're saved. And then you do this, you guys. Lord, I don't know you. I only know who people say you are. I want a personal relationship with you so I can know you personally. So come, take all of me and give me all of you, Father God. Give me discernment. Let me know, talk to me where I can hear your voice clearly. When I'm getting ready to go do things, I want to be able to hear your voice clearly to tell me, go here, go there. I need to know you. I want to know you. And that's how you got to do, you all. When you do that, he's going to come and he's going to start revealing things to you. He's going to start telling you things. You're going to go into your Bible, and the word that he give you is going to bear witness, because the word in the Bible is they're going to bear witness with each other, and you're going to know he's speaking directly to you, and he's going to guide you. Just do that, guys. I love you all so much. I love you. We know his voice. Yes. His sheep know his voice, so we'll know his voice. Yes, y'all. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. So that's it, guys. And be good, be blessed. And I will be posting again. We're going Famous Friday. Famous Friday on Zoli channel tomorrow. Okay, I believe it's at 6 or 7, but 6. All right. Please like and subscribe. Please go to and we're going to Washington too, you all. We're going to have the week of July the 3rd through the 6th, we're going to do a rally and a protest because we will be protesting the Supreme Court because, like I said, they're trying to give illegals the 14th Amendment, and that's for the freedmen's, the descendants of enslaved people, and they're trying to give them our rights. All right, so we're going to go, and it's going to be a great time, you all. So that's going to be more information out about that, but I'll have everything, the email address and things like that, if you all want to donate, because we are doing everything ourselves, you all the money that we get, everything we're doing, we're funding ourselves, or it's from the donations that you all are sending us, and we really appreciate that. Thank you all so much. And so I'll be leaving all that once this video load. I will be putting all the donation information, email information. If you all want to be a part of what's going on, then you can email us everything. All right. I love you all, and we need you all to come with us and stand up. All right. Bye bye. Love you all.